I'm from Alton Hockey Club. I tried to play, I'm not very good, but I enjoy a bit of a run around on Saturday. I'm also, for my sins, the treasurer and the membership secretary and sort of everything IT related, hence the Teamo relationship with the club is primarily through me.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to tell us a bit about Alton and specifically the junior section?
Yeah, okay, so Alton is 40-something years old. I've been involved in the club for about 8 years, and I think as a result of the Olympic Games in 2016 and 2012, we've seen, as I'm sure most clubs have, a fairly significant increase in juniors. When I joined, juniors was a little bit of junior training and the occasional festival. We're now up to 300 odd kids. It's sort of 2/3 girls, 1/3 boys. I think we've got 14 age teams playing age games, plus, man, on a Sunday at festivals, it can be 5 or 6 minis teams of each age group. So chaos, as you can imagine. But yeah, so we've gone from not really an awful lot, the occasional festival, to every weekend is chockers with teams of every gender. Multiple teams in multiple age groups. So yeah, we got quite busy quite quickly.
That's great. And what was it that made you decide as a club you wanted to move to an online platform?
Yeah, I'd like to say it was we saw the pandemic coming, but it wasn't. We used an old system, which I think was called Hits. It was a hit sports thing, and it did the job. But what it didn't allow us to do was things like collection of match fees. It was very basic web. There was no app for starters, so people, it wasn't formatted for mobile phones. It did the job when, if you only had a couple of adult teams on a Sunday or on a Saturday, and the occasional game on a Sunday, it was fine. But the moment you start talking about how do I administer, groups of kids in the minis, it's sort of 60 and 80 potentially. How do you deal with that? The old system couldn't do it, so we sat there going, okay, how are we going to do this? We needed something app-based, essentially. I think, fortuitously, we moved over to Teamo after a fairly lengthy testing period with a bunch of people we got a couple of IT testers, so they did a fairly good job on it. And actually, if we hadn't moved to Teamo, there was this the play safe system where we were checking people into events and stuff. We wouldn't have got going, quite frankly, with the old system. It would have been admin nightmare probably for me. So actually going to an app-based system has fixed loads of problems. So that was one of them. Communicating with the kids and the parents is now a whole load easier. Before it was like, it was, you just couldn't. You could send blanket emails, that was about it. So yeah, that was the primary driver, I guess, was ease. The secondary thing was around we can now collect match fees electronically and stuff. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a minute, but that people were asking for electronic payments, and me as the treasurer walking into Lloyd's Bank once every fortnight with a wad of £10 and £5 notes and bags of coins was, I think I've been to the bank 3 times in the last 2 years, so lots of good reasons to do so.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few treasurers on the call tonight who can relate to that. I'm sure. So as players, we've all been scrambling around for the coins and notes when we know we haven't really got them, and someone's taking those notes in a little book. Obviously, moving to any new platform, especially moving a whole club to a new platform, there's going to be challenges. What kind of challenges did you face, and how did you manage to overcome those?
Biggest challenge, I think, was people were used to the old system, and we had people saying, because, I mean, being blunt, the old system worked. It was clunky, but it worked. So people tried to go, well, this is how it works in the old system. We're going to try and replicate that on a new system, rather than going, okay, we've got a blank canvas. How do we, what do we do? We start from scratch. How would we build this from scratch in terms of structure of teams, even down to the selection thing? So I guess that was the biggest hurdle. The inevitable IT challenges and getting people to, I can't sign up, this, that, and the other kind of questions. Teamo is very good in terms of they give you a personalised document saying, okay, if you're a parent, follow these steps, click these buttons, and 99 times out of 100, people when they had problems, you say, did you read your document? And they'd go, no, we didn't read the document. So I'll go and read the document. Then they'd come back and go, oh, it's working. You go, oh, it's working. So yeah, normal IT type challenges. But we were worried that, getting how many 100 people, including the adults, to all register, and was I going to have to put them manually into Teams and stuff? And as long as you've got your structure set up correctly, it's really easy. They go, right, I'm this age, I'm going in this team, tick, they're done. Actually, from an administrator's point of view, it's very simple.
Brilliant. And now that you do have your membership online, what's been the biggest benefit of that?
Well, the lady in the bank doesn't remember my name anymore because I've been in so frequently, so that's good. I think genuinely, from the treasurer's point of view, I can tell you that as of this morning, or as of 10 minutes ago, and I checked, I'm owed £292 worth of match fees across the entire club, and that's almost a full season. I can tell you who hasn't paid, and that to a treasurer is absolute gold. Previously, as I said, I got wads of £10 notes and £5 notes from a captain. You assume that, they say, oh, it was we got 60 quid last week. Is that correct? I don't know. Did someone pay? People not pay? You've got absolutely zero. It's all taken on trust. Not suggesting people are stealing money, but people don't pay match fees, and then do they get chased up? Don't know. It gets forgotten about. So that for me is, that's awesome. The ability just to see who has and hasn't paid as well, and give people the option of multiple payment types rather than, again, with the old system, it was I'd get checks, I'd get cash, I'd get bank transfers. And we started doing stuff in PayPal. So I'd have 4 or 5 different ways of people paying, which required me a lot of the time to go in and manually move them and say, yeah, they've paid. Okay, they owe this much. This one, they go, right, well, they do I want to pay in one lump or two? Okay, I'm going to pay in 2 installments. Boom, tick, tick. I've got a junior, I've got 2 juniors, I've got an adult. Boom, and it's done. And I don't have to think about any of it. It's done. You know what? Okay, there is an admin fee associated with that. We pay Teamo, we pay Stripe, but I'm 100% sure that besides putting a dollar figure on my time, the income that we've not lost, if that makes sense, we've actually managed to, everybody's paid. I think I've got 5 people out of 518 people, 5 haven't paid, and that's only because they probably signed up last week for the last week of the term.
Yeah.
So I'd say we're almost 100% membership, and certainly 98% match fees are collected. It's great. So from that perspective, it's excellent.
Brilliant.